Hello, I mentioned in my last video that I'd finally finished a sketchbook, and it's actually the first sketchbook that I've ever finished. Everyone's gone out today, so I've come to the breakfast nook to take a look at my sketchbooks. The one that I finished is an A5 Seawhites travel journal. I started it in March last year with this hair picture. Up until then, I'd very sporadically done art on single sheets of paper. I have a perfectionist streak which couldn't stand the thought of having a sketchbook with bits of art in it forever, which I didn't like. And so over the years, most of the art that I've done, I've ended up throwing away because I didn't like it. My intention last year was to try and overcome this a bit and have a place where I could do faster art and just keep going and not worry too much about less than perfect pieces. I also wanted to spend a lot less time on each piece that I did and develop a more sketchy, casual style. So the pages that I've shown you so far are ones that I did in March last year, and that's all I got done in the sketchbook last year. So at the beginning of this year, I decided to try again with loosening up my art. Between Christmas and New Year, I had COVID and I spent a while in bed feeling a bit rubbish. I thought I'd try and make the most of it though, so I learnt how to edit videos, and that's when I decided to start doing YouTube videos. So the revival of me trying to get better at art and loosen up at it has coincided with that. For some reason, doing YouTube and interacting with lots of you fellow art enthusiasts has kept my attempts going much better this time round. I still frequently feel frustrated with what I'm coming up with and don't love the end results, but I am really glad that I've managed to keep it going this time round. And I'm so grateful for the encouragement and kind words which I've received from so many viewers. The other issue I face is that I'm highly addicted to new art materials, and so I'm always trying out new products and never sticking to one particular style or method. I also feel like the things that I'm best at, which is to take a long time over a detailed kind of piece, isn't really what I enjoy most. So I'm struggling to find a style that I both enjoy doing and am reasonably okay at doing, and like the outcome of. So when I first started making YouTube videos in January this year, 2023, I said to myself that I'd give it 6 months and see where I was then, and if I was still enjoying it, and if anyone had actually watched any of my videos. So I've now been a YouTuber for 7 months, and I have to say that I've been totally surprised by how much I've enjoyed doing it, and also how many people have subscribed and watch. I've been so grateful, but also kind of embarrassed that so many people have been looking at my not particularly good art. I hate the thought that there might be people out there thinking I think I'm something good, or that I'm trying to tell other people how to do art or anything like that. I'm just trying to share my journey and share my enjoyment of art materials in particular. I definitely want to carry on doing YouTube and keep on trying to improve and develop my art and figure out my own art style. And there are still plenty of beautiful art materials out there that I've yet to try and experiment with and enjoy. While I've been in France for this past few weeks, there are a few things that I've ordered and had sent to England. So when I get home, I think there's going to be a nice little pile of art materials waiting for me, and there may be 1 or 2 art haul videos in the future, which I'm pretty excited about. So in the sketchbook that we're looking at here, we're now up to my time in France. I've done quite a few splodge and scribble style pictures, and while I really enjoy doing them, I do find the results are very hit and miss, so I don't want to stick exclusively with that. This picture here is done with gouache, and I really quite enjoyed it. I hadn't done any gouache for a while. And these are the last 2 pictures now in my sketchbook. which I've showed in recent videos. I kept the back page as a test page. So this hasn't been the only sketchbook I've used this year. As you might have seen, I've bought and used other sketchbooks, and I'll give you a quick look at where I'm up to in those as well. I bought a second A5 Seawhites travel journal for a trip to Nepal that I took in April. So this is a few pictures from that trip. I had a few coloured pencils, a travel watercolour palette, and some Neocolour 2s. Most of these were done as plein air paintings. It's actually been really good to embrace painting outside for the first time this year. After getting over my initial embarrassment, it's actually quite enjoyable. It's also been one of the things which has forced me to speed up my art. I've often got my dog with me for it, and so he gets bored pretty quickly and we have to move on. This one was painted in Doha Airport in Qatar though, on our way home from Nepal. And then I've got one plein air painting in Cornwall, and then one plein air painting here in France. And that's it for that sketchbook so far. Also this year I've discovered the joys of Talens Art Creations sketchbooks. They aren't watercolour paper, but there's something about the pages that I really enjoy. I've used this one alongside my Seawhites journal, and it's slightly smaller than A5 size. I felt relaxed enough to do more swatches and experimental stuff in this one. This is one of the pictures I'm most proud of. It was my first time using soft pastels and the first time that I tried drawing my dog. I've used lots of art materials for the first time in this book, like a glass pen here. These were practice pages before I went to Nepal. More sketches from Nepal, which I don't think made it into any of my videos. This one was based on another artist, Ellen de Mola. And these ones you might have seen in my most recent videos. I also have a little baby 12cm square art creation sketchbook that's just got a couple of things in. Like I was saying, although it's not watercolour paper, I really do like how watercolour works on the paper. This one I painted as a passenger in a car. I also have an Etchr 100% cotton sketchbook, which has one solitary picture in it. It's such beautiful paper that I get scared of using it. The watercolour sits so beautifully on it. And then I have my joyful big Khadi Fat Book. This is another sketchbook that I've used alongside the others this year, and I've mentioned it a few times in my videos. Although the paper is thin, it's 100% cotton and just really relaxing and enjoyable to use. I think this one might have been my first ever splodge and scribble painting. This is a painting I did the other day, which is copied from a painting by Jessamy Drew That. I absolutely love this style of hers and find it so relaxing just to be able to switch off my brain and copy something. And then finally, I've got this large A4 size art creation sketchbook. This was new when I brought it to France with me. This is another painting copied from Jessamy Drew That. There are some elements of this painting that I actually quite like and would be happy to continue with as I develop my own style. This was a fun collage that I did a video on recently. Trying out different styles from other artists and then having a go at my own with what I learnt from them. So that's everything that I've done this year so far, aside from a few individual pieces that I've either sold on my monthly craft market or given away. So I hope that was an enjoyable video. And really, I'd just like to say thank you again for being part of my YouTube journey this year. Bye!